Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show how to make a single welt pocket on lining and how to attach it to the facing of a leather garment. Right away, I want to say that the method of sewing the single welt pocket in this video is not the best out there, but it gets the job done. The focus more is on the way you can attach this pocket and lining to the facing. Here is a visual example with a vest I have. The pocket on the lining is connected to the facing of the vest's center front. To make the pocket, you will need the pocket's lining, 2 pieces, and the welt. An interfacing of choice for the welt. I used a woven non-fusible fabric to give structure to the welt. If you have some fusible fleece, it could give a softer look. And also a button and a loop if you choose to put it on your welt. Iron the interfacing and the welt in half. I also stitched through the welt to secure the interfacing. Take your garment's lining and mark where your pocket is going to be. My finished pocket will be 10 centimeters in length and my allowance is 1.5 centimeter, so I drew a rectangle with a length 11.5 centimeters and 1 centimeter in width, which is going to be my pocket's final width. I also marked the sides of the rectangle with the letters A, B, and D to make it easier to explain. Next, I cut through the center, stopping about 1 centimeter from the side and cutting a Y shape to the corners. Then I went and ironed everything really well. I have seen in the vest that I was unpicking that they used a double-sided tape to secure the rectangle into place, but the glue stained the lining and it didn't look good. I think ironing works just fine. Align the lining right side up with the welt and make a connecting stitch if you feel like it. I just secured them with pins and then aligned the main garment lining above the welt and secured them with pins. Now top stitch the B side. Bring the lining down and iron it. If you have chosen to add a button, it's time to attach it. Don't forget to take the allowance into account when deciding on the button's placement. Also add the loop to the D side. Add the second lining wrong side up so that it covers the area above the rectangle by 1.5 to 2 centimeters so that there is enough allowance. Here is what happens when there isn't enough allowance and the lining frays. You don't want that in your garment. Top stitch D and A sides, securing the loop along the way.
Now you can cut the excess in here.
Even the lining out if they turned out different. And then connect them, leaving a decent allowance.
So now you stitch around your lining, whatever you want, but be sure to leave decent amount of allowance. It's just always a good.
Here I'm just stitching close to the edge to make it easier for me later when attaching the facing. You can also put an additional stitch at the end of the welt. Next, this step, I didn't do it, but after I have seen the results, I think it would have been a nice addition, which is to secure the end of my welt pocket with a small stitch right at the end before connecting the lining to the facing. You can see in the very end, when I show the final results, that my welt kind of slided down a tiny bit. And you could avoid that by doing this small stitch at the end before attaching the whole lining to the facing. Put the facing right side to the right side of the lining and connect with a stitch depending on your pattern's allowance. In my case, it was 1.5 centimeters. Next, mark the place outside your pocket's width with pins and make 2 cuts on the allowance close to the stitches, but be careful not to cut them. So this is gonna go all here, except for this, it's gonna go there, like that. And iron everything before making the final top stitch. We want the allowance near the welt to go to the facing. Start top stitching on the lining, then turn to the facing before the welt starts, and then go back to the lining after the welt ends. This way you will avoid bulkiness on the welt. And that's it. Now you can easily attach your lining with the pocket to the facing. Hope you found this video useful. If you have suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comments. And for now, take care and bye bye.